Dun, 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 dun. Welcome everyone to the movie show on Now You Know. It's not really a movie anymore.
Not a movie, yes.
But it's better than a movie.
Yes, it's the home box office.
Yes.
HBO.
I mean, the Game of Thrones is a better than movie experience.
I agree.
We've got 3 non-experts and a 4th. Nick has never seen the show. He's our newbie.
Yes.
He will be giving us comments about the show with no understanding of what we're talking about.
And just to be clear, he doesn't care about spoilers.
Yes. Right.
For those of you who will yell at us for that.
Yeah.
Right, he doesn't care.
We'll
Just
spoil
like I didn't care. Before I binged the show a couple years ago, I didn't care either because I couldn't follow what you guys were talking about. So
That's my hope.
Yes.
And I still feel like I can't follow what you're talking about because there's 9 families in the show.
Yes, there's a lot.
If you haven't seen season 7, episode 1, you look away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go watch it, come back, because this is all spoilers.
Yes. You
Right.
can't really talk about it without spoiling
That's
what
right.
happens, so
You have been warned.
yes.
Okay.
Is this just episode 1 or are we?
Just episode 1.
Just episode
Season
1,
seven,
season
yes,
7.
season 7.
Here we go.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
I wanted more.
Yeah, me
I agree.
too.
When it
Me too.
ended, I was like, wait, what?
There was so much hype coming into this season. Like every episode's gotta be like hard home and just bam, 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 hit you every episode. And this one was definitely let's set the pieces so that every episode going forward should hopefully be a little more exciting. But yes, this was very plotting, very kind of like where are we
Yeah.
and where are we going forward.
It was sort of like
Which is
just
a little
to
bit of a
establish
letdown.
the setting for the
Yeah.
rest of the season. And I felt as a viewer that obviously that's important, but they could have done it a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more Game of Thrones and less Ed Sheeran.
All right, well, let's first, before we go any
Well, we'll
further,
get there.
Robbie,
We'll get there.
what's up with the goatee?
The goatee. This is my Peter Baelish look I've got going on here.
So can you
Lord
give
of
us
the Vale.
a side-by-side, like if we had Peter Baelish right here, right now, what would he say?
Okay. We've got to get to the Vale, sons.
Very
Yes.
good, all right. How about a line from season 1? I mean, season 7,
Season 7.
episode 1.
My lady. My lady.
Ooh, that's
There you
pretty
go.
darn close. So you
All
could
right.
be a stand-in for him.
I think so.
HBO, if you need a stand-in, we got him right
You gotta
here.
dye your temples gray.
And,
Yeah.
you,
Good to
and you
go.
don't even need a makeup artist because he's all set.
Yes. He always grown that perfect goatee.
Right here. Hopefully it doesn't wash off in the
Oh,
show.
and we know what he wants, according to Sansa.
Does Sansa know what he wants?
Well, she thinks she does.
She thinks she does. Obviously, she thinks that he wants to be with her.
Right.
Yep.
And, you know, from the viewer's perspective, it feels to me that he wants more than that.
Yeah.
He wants the throne.
Yeah.
He wants it all.
Well, maybe that's what she meant. I thought she meant sexually, but maybe she means more than sexually. Maybe she understands that he wants to be,
He wants to rule side by side with her.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
right. Do you think she
Exactly.
knows that?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
She's
I-
smart. She's a smart cookie.
She's
She is.
onto him. I mean, there was an episode last season where before he brings in his Knights of the Vale to help him, where he meets with her at I forget the name of the town south of the wall, but like has him basically right in her hands, like whatever. I know what you want, and you can't get that from me.
Right.
So
All right, now one of the first scenes, Jon Snow has to make a decision, and Sansa, she kind of speaks up out loud in front of everyone,
Yes.
which he didn't like. Now, Nick, if you were in Jon Snow's shoes, and here's the situation, Jon Snow is confronted with the fact that 2 families went against him, okay? And now he has to decide whether he gives up their castles to other families that stood loyal to him, or whether he forgives those families, because those people are dead now, those rulers, and he lets those families keep their castles. What would you do, Nick? King Nick.
I let one of them keep the castle and then give the other
Oh,
one.
he splits the difference.
There you go.
What do you guys think about his decision? Would you have gone with Sansa's suggestion of giving the castles to some loyal families?
I
or-
love his decision.
Really?
I love it. I think it's he's a ruler. And it's it's a very good thing to be consistent and to stick to your own guns and not to let your close ones undermine you and change your mind.
Even though there's now kids in charge. They were-
Hey, listen, those families, like Jon Snow said, it's like you shouldn't punish someone for their father's sins. And if we did that to everybody, then there would be no correcting any sins ever. Because, if you look back at something your ancestors did, then why would you, blame yourself?
Okay, but
Exactly.
as Sansa pointed out, Robb made a mistake that cost him his life.
Yeah.
and
she brought a
her
very good
father made a mistake that cost him his life.
It's
and
kind of
she's
like the family trait. That should be like on their like crest is like
right. We are loyal.
Yeah, make it you know
Too
nothing,
loyal.
Jon Snow. We know nothing is our family quote.
So, do you think going forward with this big, we're fighting the White Walkers now? Do you think that it's time for sticking with your tried and true way of
I think
leading?
he needs to
or-
listen to Sansa a little bit
bit, yeah.
A little bit more. I mean, I understand he's a ruler and he needs to make firm, strong decisions so that people will get behind him. And I don't love that Sansa called him out in front of everybody in the middle of the meeting. That's a little weak sauce.
Yeah, do that before the meeting.
Yeah, that kind of undermines
It took
things
kind
in
of
him a little bit.
Took some balls to do it though.
Yeah,
It did,
it did, but I would have done it maybe after the meeting or before the meeting.
Or just a little tug.
Yeah.
Like
I think that going
Get
forward
all
in this
hand signal
season,
going.
I think Sansa and Jon Snow are gonna butt heads a little
I
bit.
And I
so
think
too.
Peter Baelish, Mr. Littlefinger, is going to help prod that along too, because he
Right.
wants there to be a wedge between the two of them.
Wants it to
Okay.
Because Jon Snow is in his way.
Now let's jump to the Ed Sheeran scene. So
Okay.
I heard this beautiful voice, and I was like, this sounds like they're going a little bit too beautiful on this guy singing. And then I was like, wait a minute, these are going to be new characters for a long time. I don't think she's just going to kill these guys. Like I thought at first she was just gonna. She saw their swords off in the distance. She was gonna be like, but I think she's like, I think we're supposed to like these guys.
Yes. They definitely set that up because they make you empathize with them a little bit. Like, oh, we miss our homes. My wife just had her first child.
Right.
I sing songs, I guess.
Nick,
Ed
knowing
Sheeran.
nothing about the scene, will Ed Sheeran be in another episode?
I feel like he has to be because he's such a big star that they can't just like pull him on here for
You're
one
breaking my
episode.
heart, Nick.
You don't.
He'll die.
You
He'll
don't
die
think
in
his
the next
manager like pulled some strings and got him on one episode? Do you think he's there for a while?
I feel like the ratings are going to be high enough with him on there because there's a ton of people who are going to be like, oh, it's Ed Sheeran that he's.
Do
gonna
you
stay
think
on.
he'll sing more?
He's probably he's going to have to.
They don't need help in the ratings.
Guys, they're all gonna die.
Well, yeah,
come
no,
on.
eventually,
no,
yes,
No,
but
like right away. Like,
Oh, right
you
away?
see the guy with the cross-eyed,
I think you're just hoping.
the guy with the eyes, the googly eyes. Listen, they were just setting him up to be killed. I mean, he was.
Do you
just
think it'll
too
be?
precious?
You think Arya will kill them?
I think either she will kill them just to show how cold she is now, or
They're going
They
to
will die.
They'll run into a situation.
they'll run into a situation. Bow and arrows. Arya gets.
Why did
scared.
she tell them that she was going to King's Landing to kill the queen?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That
Hadn't
was.
she thought on her, like you're walking through the forest, you have many days to think of your alibi. Like, wouldn't you come up with a good alibi that you could, like, I'm going to see my mother?
Maybe she's just at the point now where she doesn't feel like she needs one because
She's badass.
She literally took out all the phrase today.
Best
Yeah.
character,
Scene.
one of the best characters.
Did you see that coming?
Not until right before it happened. I know you guys had said
I
differently.
mean, I didn't see it coming before the season, but as soon as the scene started, I was
Right.
like, okay, we know this is.
I thought my DVR had screwed up, and I was in an earlier season. I'm like, crap,
I guess,
he's still alive.
okay,
This can't be right.
I guess there was a moment where I thought maybe this is a flashback.
Yeah,
But
it
then
took
after
me
a
a
certain
minute.
point, you just based on what he's saying, you're like, I know how we just celebrated several nights before, or whatever he said.
and then
It's
right
like,
when he said the
but-
thing about you murdered a pregnant woman.
Yeah,
it
but
was
by
like,
that
okay.
point it was pretty clear.
So was
but-
part of her training to do the voice? She can do voices perfectly.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
remember her putting on the face before and getting the voice right. Am I wrong about that? Did she get the voice right?
That's
before?
a good question.
she
Well,
did.
before that,
She did?
I'm trying to how many faces has she worn at this point?
The one that we
she did-
really saw was the one where she killed.
Stop for 1 second. How confused are you now,
I'm
Nick?
very confused. Does she have multiple faces?
Yeah, see?
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Can't, yeah, see?
Pretty much.
So
sort of.
when she killed Walder Frey,
Yeah.
Nick,
Okay.
she basically, I think that was the first time they showed her changing faces officially.
Also,
she did it before.
All right, but let me
Did
ask
they
you this
just switch
question:
actresses?
if you had been in that room, you're one of the Freys, and you had to drink the wine,
Yeah.
would you have pretended to drink it?
of course.
Well, if I was afraid, I'd be an idiot. So no, I'd probably just end up drinking the wine because clearly they're all dumb.
And if you had pretended to drink it, and everyone is dying, would you have pretended to die too?
Oh yeah, I mean, come on.
For one mistake,
yeah,
then I think she should have gone and stabbed each of the dead
Just to make
Freys
sure
to make
they're
sure they're
actually
because
dead.
I would have been like, ugh.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I guess you could just look to make sure there's blood coming out of their mouths because they
That's
pretty
true.
much all start vomiting blood right
I mean,
away.
I knew
one
something-
Frey is not going to do anything.
I knew something was up when she didn't let the
Well-
wife drink.
Yeah, right. I was just
I-
gonna say to Bobby.
What were you going to say?
I mean,
One Frey.
they left one Stark alive.
Yeah.
Arya.
Ooh.
Yeah, we
In
could have a
there.
Frey problem.
And
Maybe.
yeah.
Ooh, Brent.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, did she check the invitation list before she did this? I mean, maybe one Frey didn't make it on time.
I just
Yeah.
have to say though, Arya and the Hound, they're two of my favorite characters in the show. And
Yeah.
watching their like.
Do you think they'll
journey,
meet again?
I think they will meet again.
I hope
think-
they do.
So the Hound, he comes across the house of the people he killed,
Right.
And
he actually didn't. He robbed them, is what he did. He
left
robbed
them
them
to
and left
die.
them with nothing.
Oh, he did. I thought he killed them.
He
No.
kind of handicapped the father.
Yeah, he like hurt the father, left the daughter there, stole their money, and left.
Oh.
Wait, is the
I
hound
thought
a
he had-
person?
Yes.
Yes.
He's not a dog.
I thought it was a dog.
They call him dog, but
Oh wow, that's even colder than I thought.
Yeah, so they ended up. That's why when
Right.
I can't, there's so many names to remember, but the guy with the eye patch said that clearly the father like killed the daughter and then himself
Gotcha.
to basically spare them like a worse
Yeah.
fate. It was because
They were
had-
starving.
Yeah,
They
basically they were starving. So
Wow, that's. Oof.
yeah.
it
So
was
you can
really
see why
nice
the
to
guilt
see.
was really weighing on him there.
It was nice to
You
see
can
the hound have some guilt.
Yeah, you can see he's really made some big changes from the
Mm.
Hound we knew from earlier seasons,
Yes.
Because the Hound in early seasons robbed this family and did not care, didn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
So,
Question: when Daenerys gets to Dragonstone, is that what it's called?
Dragonstone.
Why is it empty?
That's where Stannis Baratheon originally held.
Oh, and when he went off,
so
it
he
gets
kind of
left
went
behind.
off. He obviously he started there when
And
he
you
first
don't
tried
leave
to
like a
invade
cleaning
King's-
crew behind or anything.
Yeah,
you
no,
just,
he took everyone with him apparently. But yeah,
Surprised there were no homeless people like living.
and
there,
imagine
but-
too if like your lord is gone and there's no income coming into your castle anymore. People probably, if there was anybody left, they probably abandoned ship or like we
Yeah.
need to get out of here, find a
Okay.
new place to go.
So now we cut over to the Citadel or Old Town, I guess it's called.
Yep.
And our kind of one of our favorite characters,
Sam.
Sam is working, doing some pretty
Oof.
crappy jobs.
Yeah.
I was retching there right with Sam. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Brent
I thought
being
he was
sick
a
over the weekend.
librarian. I didn't get that he was the poopmeister.
Yeah, clean the bed pots. Oh
Well,
my God.
you
Oh.
got to take the long journey to get to the top of the mountain.
How did you guys feel about the montage? I thought
It was weird.
I wouldn't have gone there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
about that.
It was
It didn't bother me so much, other than obviously the blending of soup and fecal matter into like these like weird cuts was a little.
it seemed a little
upsetting.
Yeah, just the fast cuts was like the first time I'd ever seen that in Game of
Basically,
Thrones.
the way I see this was a way to show some time has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Pass
to
the
kind of
time.
do it quickly. And I don't know if it 100% worked.
I think there's other methods to do it.
I honestly thought it was weird, but it was refreshing for a show that's filmed so similarly for throughout the whole.
It's okay
entirety
to
of
break
it.
that?
I think it was okay to
Okay.
break it. I think that it was a good way to show like how much time has passed.
Okay, so now
It was weird.
if the keymaster keeps his keys by his bed,
Yeah.
Yep.
and it showed that it took Sam many weeks before he decided to steal the keys.
Yep.
And I thought it was cool that we got to see Broadbent there in the playing the chief
Yes.
meister.
I knew I recognized him, but he was in the Harry Potter
Right.
also, and
right.
a bunch of other
Great
things
actor.
too. Yep.
I don't know if he's going to make appearance again or not, but he basically showed that he was kind of representing the fact that he's supposed to be all-knowing, right? He's
Yeah.
the chief meister, and yet he's like, oh, don't worry about that. It's not going to be a problem.
Right.
Everyone worries about things back in the past, but see, it worked out fine.
Everyone thinks the world's ending, and it never does.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that was the moment where Sam's like, I got to get in there and get that book and find out what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
Because this guy just doesn't believe. Like,
But
he
should
doesn't
they have
believe.
revealed it to us? I didn't like that I now know that everyone has to get to Dragonstone and find the Dragonstones.
I kind of feel like there has to be a little bit more to it than just
Nick,
that.
are you confused?
Yes.
Excellent.
What is your feeling about Dragonglass?
I think it's shiny. I assume
It is.
That's,
You're
about
right.
all,
shiny.
that's all I got.
What's it good for, Nick?
I'm going to assume killing dragons.
Maybe we don't know that.
What
actually.
color? What color is it?
Oh, I was just assuming it's glass colored, so see through.
Nick.
You're not doing well. Are you?
Nick. No.
Yeah, but going back to the whole Dragonstone Dragonglass thing, I don't know. It just feels, if one thing I didn't like is if this is all that it is just there's a bunch of Dragonglass here on Dragonstone, that it came to that conclusion way too fast.
Yes,
Right?
that's what I'm worried
Way too
about. I'm
fast.
worried that the whole season is going to be getting to Dragonstone to get the
I feel like there's
Dragonglass.
got to be an element of Valyrian steel that's got to get built into there too, because that's the type of sword that Jon used to kill the
Okay.
White Walkers too. I feel like they're gonna have to somehow figure out how to make
Or
Valyrian
maybe
steel
there's no dragon glass in
Maybe.
Maybe.
Dragonstone.
All right,
Maybe
now-
this is just a MacGuffin to get Daenerys and Jon Snow together.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. So let's
And are
talk
they going
about
to be
let's,
friends or are they going to be enemies?
let's talk about getting people together. So Cersei
Yep.
has gotten a proposal from
Euron Greyjoy.
yes, he's got 1,000 ships, right?
Yes.
That's pretty good. Would you marry him?
No.
No,
Uh,
1,000 ships not enough for you.
Cersei is not trusting enough.
Well, so
What
he
about you,
said
Nick?
Yeah. Would you,
1,000 ships is enough for me.
yeah, he's married. Would you? So he's going to go off and do something to show Cersei that he's serious.
Yes.
What is he going to go do?
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't think he said. I think he just
definitely doesn't say. I feel like this is maybe a hint to some maybe deeper theories from like the books and stuff about some like ancient artifacts that maybe have some properties that could say control dragons or
Oh, I
things of
think
this
he's just.
nature.
I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think he's just going to go defeat one of her enemies?
That's possible. That's possible. If he is,
I
I
like
wonder
his
who
idea.
it,
I like
who
what
it
Brent
would be.
brought up too, though.
But yeah, I mean, this is
Interesting.
probably like real deep, heavy stuff that people have been theorizing about for like the past like 15
I
years
hope
that these
you're right.
books have been out.
I hope you're
it's
right.
like this has been one of those
I don't think
long-standing theories.
Do you think he's that bright though? He seems just like a
He
go.
seems pretty smart to me.
Oh, he does.
He's cunning. I don't know if he's smart.
I seem like I thought he was more of a just I'll go defeat people kind of guy. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
he,
know.
He went into exile. I feel like he learned a lot.
I just don't. I wonder who he would go after.
has to be someone on the ocean.
Right.
Yeah, good point.
Can't
I
be
mean-
someone in a desert.
Right. I mean, I don't think he could take on Daenerys and her
No.
fleet and army right now.
No.
Maybe he could head north and try to take on the north, but they don't really have a fleet,
No.
so that doesn't really help
And
them.
why would they go
I was
north?
not understanding the value of his.
But I mean, Dorne's not that powerful. I mean,
Oh,
that
that's-
could help them a little
that could
bit. It
help
gets
them a
rid of
little
their
bit.
enemy from the south. But
That could be
I
it.
don't know.
Does everyone know about the dragons? Like, do they all know that she's got these 3 powerful dragons?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
it's-
seems
it's
like
pretty
that's
well
one thing
known
that
at
bothered
this
me about
point.
this episode was that everything that I thought was going to be surprise to all the characters was already known through everyone.
Right.
Like
Well, how much
Cersei's like Daenerys is here, and Jaime's like, yep, she's going to land there, and I'm like,
How much time has passed since last season? Because Sam's son is
Hard to say.
quite a
Like
bit
2.
older.
Seems like it may be
A year, maybe. Has
maybe
gone
a
by?
year, maybe 8 months, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this show is always kind of played with time in interesting ways because there's just so much stuff going on to actually have it play out in chronological real time would be like impossible.
All right,
So
prediction
yeah.
for next episode. Nick.
Oh, they're gonna find the dragon glass.
Okay.
Okay.
It could happen. Could happen.
All right,
Prediction
Bobby.
for next episode.
Jon Snow and Bran reunion.
Ooh, Bran so
He did-
quickly.
We
Yeah.
didn't talk about that yet.
That's
Brent
right.
has gone to the other side of the wall.
Yeah,
so
and
he's in the north.
so I assume the message has got to get to John quickly, and if
Yeah.
that happens, they're going to want to meet. So I think that's a
Yeah.
great idea. I am predicting that Ed Sheeran lasts another episode
Oh, no.
and sings us a wonderful lullaby.
Sing us a
And I think
song.
Arya falls in love with his singing.
Oh,
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen.
Well-
Ed Sheeran's appearance was more disturbing than the Red Wedding to me.
All right, guys, I want to know your comments, what you think is going to happen in the next episode. All right? And I think there should be something to be gained for it. I think
Yes.
if you're right, the person who's closest was going to win a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones.
Nice. All right. All right. Some stakes.
Baelish himself.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the next episode, someone's going to be wearing some, Beats by Dr. Dre. I mean,
Yeah,
there
that
you
could
go.
happen. I mean, they're so
Maybe
good
it'll
at
be me.
marketing that, like a dragon could be wearing them for all we know, right?
Oh my gosh.
All right, so Brent, did you have anything for us?
I think that the Hound and his band of the Brotherhood of No Banners are gonna go up to the wall, and we're gonna see some. We're gonna see some stuff up there.
All right, some traveling to the wall.
Yeah,
Sounds
Because
like,
now that he saw the fire,
Yeah. Now they've had their vision. They're heading to that wall, and I feel like some things could go down at the wall.
excellent.
Woo-hoo!
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens next week. We will see you next week, next Monday.
Yes.
After Game of Thrones episode 2.
Ba, 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 ba.